Welcome on behalf of the entire village board. We, every other year, make an effort to kind of take our show on the road, as we say, and come out and meet with our residents, touch base with you in a little bit more comfortable setting here in the neighborhood. We hope that we can gather some input tonight to assess how we're doing vis-a-vis our efforts to serve you well. And our efforts mean the village as a whole, the village board, our outstanding staff, the whole group. Intentions are, of course, to provide the very best services we can to each and every resident of this village. So we'd love to have you share your comments. What are we doing right? What can we do better? There's always room for improvement. We're anxious to hear from you. In the alternate years, we engage as a village board in a strategic planning exercise. We discuss and we prioritize goals and objectives for the future years. We are, I would say actually it's a hallmark of our village. We are a forward-looking group and we engage in long-range planning. It's been something that this village has done consistently for as many years as I have been involved, which is some 20. And I'm very proud to say that it's probably the reason for our significant success. As all of you know who live here, we're proud that we've been in the news in very many positive ways. We have all kinds of people coming out to visit our restaurants. We have been named the #1 suburban downtown in the Chicagoland area. We find ourselves in West Suburban Living with spreads that show our wonderful neighborhoods, our downtown districts, all kinds of press that has made us proud. And I honestly believe it's in large part based on two things. Our forward-looking, long-range planning, as I said, and that is whether you talk about budgets. We have a 5-year budget that we utilize here in Grange, but we plan on a long-term basis for capital projects, for public safety improvements, for all kinds of things that make a difference to our residents. Our goal, as has been stated by this board over and over at each of our strategic planning sessions for the past many years, has been to maintain and enhance the outstanding quality of life that we enjoy in Grange. That's the goal. And we talked this year in general terms using about 4 different categories of some strategic priorities that we wanted to focus on. Financial management probably is at the top of the list. We have and want to maintain a strong financial position here in the Grange. As I've said, we're in the news and it's real positive. We had some 22 businesses opening in this community in this tough economic time, and we're proud of that. Our 5-year financial plan projects our ability to sustain these tough economic waters, but at the same time, we're working hard to contain our operating expenses, to look for greater efficiencies everywhere we can. Another one of the strategic priorities that we discussed in that very vein was the use of technology to explore and entertain and employ wherever we could new and better technologies to obtain efficiencies and cost effectiveness. We continue to have public safety for our residents, pedestrian and vehicular, and all kinds of public safety initiatives on the top of our priority list. We've looked, as many of you know, particularly in this neighborhood, we have done research and studies with respect to our 47th Street corridor. We continue to be engaged in certain studies about the possibility of making adjustments to that corridor. We have put in place some improvements to the 9th Avenue and 47th Street crossing, and hope to hear from some of you tonight as to your experience with the effectiveness of those improvements. Related capital improvements are also on our priority list. Long-range capital projects for sewers and road projects continue to be priorities for the village. So our goal is to maintain and enhance our quality of life. We focus on those maybe 4 areas with some 60 stated strategic priorities, but we couldn't accomplish any of them, frankly, without the outstanding and talented staff that we have. And I'd like to take the opportunity tonight to introduce to each of you here the staff members that are here, because we are fortunate to have a real significant portion of our team And I'm very proud to introduce them to you. If you have not had the opportunity to meet any of them, please, after we adjourn this evening with cookies and beverages, feel free to introduce yourself and talk to any of the different department heads and staff members that you have not had an opportunity to meet. I introduce you to our village manager very briefly, Bob Lipton, sitting to my left. Bob is the head of the team, if you will, and does an outstanding job directing our team here in the Grange. And Mark Berkland, our village attorney, has been with us for many years, guiding our village board and our staff in the simple and complex matters that the village is engaged in. I'm just going to kind of run down the rows as I see everybody here. Our brand new fire chief is sitting in the front on the end. Chief Bill Brzezowski maybe just has an acting fire chief. I think it's fire chief / acting fire chief title right now. Chief David Fligge just retired September 15th, and we're delighted to promote Chief Brzezowski to the head of the fire department, and his formal swearing in before the board will be at our next meeting on October 11th. Next to him is Andre Peterson, our assistant village manager. And next to her, Lou Ciparoni, our finance director. Chief Mike Holland, chief of our police department. Ryan Gillingham, our director of public works. And let's see, who's this guy again? Patrick Benjamin. Patrick Benjamin has a lot to do, and I'm pausing because I failed to thank him in connection with our efforts at the West End Art Fair this weekend. Patrick was very significantly involved and probably in charge of the West End Art Fair and so many other things with respect to our community development director. Angela Maceros to his left, our assistant community development director and planning director. Kurt Trustner with our code enforcement department, and Bob Klinker heading up the end of the row there. Is there anybody else I'm missing? We have Russell Davenport is in the back, in the way back. Jesse Cerna, where are you, Jesse? You're somewhere back there. And Mike Boyevich, you're sitting back there, our assistant public works director, who I suspect most of you know, based on the number of house calls and assistance he provides to all. So I'm very proud of our staff, and hope that you'll all have an opportunity to seek them out, get to know them, and share your thoughts with them. With that, I will turn it over to you. I'd love to open it up to your questions, comments, concerns. I would ask you, because this is televised for those that were not able to be here this evening, to come to the microphone to give us your name and your address and share with us your thoughts.